Epps mill landing is designed using a systems approach, utilizing methods as described in the book Preferbia. These techniques have been used in over 1,800 developments in 48 states and 18 nations. They have evolved and have been perfected over the past 35 years. They result in less economic and environmental impact, increased living standards, better transition of land use, increased pedestrian and vehicular connectivity, while eliminating monotony that plagues suburban growth. The 485-acre site is non-contiguous, which means we have to create an identity so that each site will feel like the same neighborhood even though they are disconnected. A main trail system is designed first. Think of this as a pedestrian highway avoiding steep slopes where possible. This assures pedestrian connectivity and convenience. The collector street system was designed to maintain flow along gentle curves, avoiding dangerous four-way intersections. All intersections are on the outside of the curve to increase sight distances, with the exception of one intersection, which uses a diffuser to assure safety. The minor streets connect to this collector system, again eliminating intersections as much as possible while maintaining flow. This system of design significantly reduces both time and energy while traveling within the development. For the past quarter century, all of the developments that we have designed use what we call reverse transitional land use. As one enters the development, we use the largest lots with significant meandering front setback to give the impression of low density, which is actually opposite of how most master plan developments are designed. We then transition to the higher density single-family homes on smaller lots utilizing architectural shaping, which we will explain soon. We next transition to single-family detached villas, which utilize private lanes, parking in the rear and along one side of the unit. This allows us to squeeze the garage-to-garage space and increase the space where people dwell while within the home. Just think of this. The residents will spend maybe 2 to 3% of their time coming home and parking their car. They'll spend the other 97 to 98% of their time opposite of the garage in the living spaces overlooking the commons or the streetscape. This method of design specifically for villas places more emphasis on people and far less on parked cars. In other words, more porch and less Porsche. We then transition to the attached townhomes, limiting the units to just 4 in a row so that half of the units are premium end units and half are internal units. These units are all 25 feet wide, and we use deep units for this example within this proposal. This slide shows the main utility corridors that we had to work around. If this was an engineer's approach to planning, most would parallel the design to a utility corridor, where in this case we wanted the utility corridors to not be obvious or control the design, which would sacrifice beauty and livability. Next, we developed preliminary proposed contours and grading. It does no good to propose a plan, and then find out later after the City Council and Planning Commission approve the design that from a grading perspective, it's too costly to build. So instead, we address grading at initial concept stages. This slide highlights the larger lots that are 60 foot wide as measured along the meandering setback. The sculpting of the streetscape we call coving. As one enters most of the development, it will feel low density and almost rural in nature. When a home is further set back from the street, it frames the home in a more elegant setting. The varied setbacks create what we call a streetscape in motion. This next slide shows the smaller lots that are 45 foot wide as measured along its meandering setback. The feel of space is not from lot width, it's from depth of the front setback. Both larger and smaller lots will feel less dense than a conventional subdivision. Another benefit to this design is not just the space you feel along the streetscape, but far more important, the space you feel while inside of the home looking out your window, not just in the front yard, but also the significantly increased rear yard space. So where does all of this space come from if all of the dimensions in front and rear are greater than the average? This is the benefit of the modern computer age that allowed us to experiment and discover new geometric models to create far more efficient development. Comparing this design to the previous conventionally designed master plan, there is well over a mile less street length. By reducing both street and utility main length along with the associated right-of-way, we gain land area to use the magic of cove design. This slide shows the park and common area along with the existing waterways and proposed ponds. Conventional planning works like this. Design the streets, then the lots, then submit the plan, and it gets built if approved. In this new era of planning, we look at each element of design as a systems approach, all concentrating on improving the function and livability of each system independently and how they interact. The very last thing being designed is the lot lines. If the lot lines were designed as the primary goal, everything else is sacrificed. To add both character and elegance to the neighborhood, as well as function and safety, we utilize a meandering sidewalk system. This also gives far more space for street trees to grow without damaging both walks and curbs. Meandering allows us to cross further away from the intersection, where possible, increasing safety. By having less intersections, we also increase safety. When the sidewalk extends beyond the right-of-way, we define a utility and access easement 1 foot outside the outer edge of the walk. As driveways get longer, they will be tapered to reduce both mass and cost as well as environmental impact, providing more green space and less paved space. In this slide, we highlight some of the homes using architectural shaping. This new method of design, should the builders embrace it, add both function and value to higher density single-family homes. We maintain a constant 15 degrees angle between the side lot lines so that the home can get wider at the front or rear, which allows the architect to create a more functional and open floor plan without adding significant cost to the home. Architecturally shaped homes on the inside of the curves become much wider as shown here, increasing the all-important curb appeal. Should the builders take advantage of this on the lots that allow architectural shaping, compared to similar homes by other builders and other developments, shaping provides a massive market edge over the competition. All of our work is done to final plat accuracy. We do not create rough draft conceptual plans. What we are presenting here is buildable and essentially a final plat at initial concept stages. This eliminates the bait and switch or misrepresentation of concept plans to the city that must judge our proposal and hopefully approve it. Epps Mill Landing represents a new era of community growth, improving living standards, safety, connectivity, and real estate value, while reducing environmental impacts and maintenance burden to the city public street and utility infrastructure. Thank you for your time.